Joshua Henry Safdie, one half of the writer-director duo that rocked the indie scene throughout the 2010s, giving us films like Heaven Knows What, Good Time, and Uncut Gems. And after that incredible run that gave us instant indie classics and revitalized the perception of actors that we thought we already knew, the Safdie brothers made like Shyamalan and Split. Was that funny? And if I had a nickel for, every Safdie movie to come out in 2025 that's a period piece sports drama that's not exactly about sports, led by a big name actor and released with A24, then I'd have two nickels. Benny went with Dwayne "The Cock" Johnson in his Mark Kerr biopic The Smashing Machine, and Josh went with Timothée Chalamet for a ping pong movie. Many people didn't know what to make of these films early on. Ping Pong, The Rock, Kevin O'Leary, what the hell is going on with our boys? And where The Smashing Machine went with the most artificially sincere Oscar bait campaign for Dwayne Johnson to get eyes, Timmy had another idea, concocting one of the kookiest marketing campaigns that I've ever seen. And after becoming the most talked about actor all year, for better or worse, will it all pay off, or did Josh and Tim just dream too big?
Marty Supreme is an American film that came out on Christmas Day.
It follows Marty Mauser, a young hustler in 1950s New York, with a dream that no one understands and a drive that no one respects, as he's willing to burn his life down in the hopes of being reborn as the ping pong world champion. And despite being a little uninterested and confused by the early premise, with every trailer, I was only won over by this thing more and more as the year went on, with the bite of Chalamet's performance being very present in the little we could see. It's been pretty interesting for me to see his career play out, since around the time he started getting traction in 2017, I also just started getting into films, and with roles like Call Me By Your Name, Lady Bird, Beautiful Boy, he was a pretty undeniable talent. But somehow, after 8 years, cementing himself as an auteur darling with directors like Luca Guadagnino and Wes Anderson, becoming an A-list of sorts with roles like Bob Dylan, and reaching his highest achievement to many with Paul Atreides, I actually think Marty Mauser is his best yet. He has complete demand over your attention in every second of this thing, and that is in great part because this character feels very intertwined with him at this point in his career. I think what makes Chalamet such a great talent is his drive for success and how dedicated he is at making that hard work pay off. I really get the feeling that he truly takes something valuable from every role he does and everybody he works with, and all roads really did lead to here in retrospect, a role that was written for him in a movie that he produced, and this is truly his shot to cement himself along with those he looks up to. Out of the 3 films he's produced, being Bones and All, A Complete Unknown, and now Marty Supreme, this is the one that feels like his movie, where Bones and All had like no intention of making money, and A Complete Unknown being about one of the most recognizable names in music, basically marketing itself. He didn't really have a stake in a film's success based on his name alone, yet. So where does that leave Marty Supreme? The marketing has been, in my opinion, very fun. I think it's obvious that he's playing up a caricature of himself that was spun from his SAG award for A Complete Unknown, where he made it very clear that he wants to be remembered as one of the best actors to ever do it. But at the same time, I don't really get the impression that the only thing he's looking for is an Oscar, though he probably would really like one. I think through this film, his goal is to find success with the public through a non-IP story crafted by a respected filmmaker to ensure that he can do whatever role he wants to do in the future and keep delivering performances that could win an Oscar. If this one doesn't, he wants to be Leo. And though the jacket has become a bit of an eyesore at this point, the bits have been generational. Tell me he doesn't look like he's about to shit himself here. And I think the product of this weird movie rollout is his experience playing Marty Mauser, a product of the obsessive drive of youthful passion pushed to its most destructive and self-sabotaging extremes under the guise of his swoony hustler attitude and catastrophic tendency to shoot himself in the foot, is a young man's last attempt at achieving greatness to avoid the reality that he may have to settle down and be in a place that he doesn't want to stay in. And Chalamet plays that pulsing desire for greatness wonderfully. He had me sold in every game, really pulling off the attitude of a cocky athlete and selling me in every single lie and gamble. I fully believed why everyone that goes along with this guy would. This is someone who is so annoyingly confident in his place, but unfortunately has the abilities to boot. We all know people like this. You can't help but believe in him despite how slimy the guy can be. I think this comes into full fruition in the final game, where we see the lowest he's willing to go for his dream and who he's willing to put second. But we still kind of want him to win, right? The performance feels instantly synonymous with Chalamet, much like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, but truly, Safdie walked so Chalamet could run with this thing. His direction is very engaging and flows in a way that I don't think many other directors could comprehend. The brothers are always incredible at controlled chaos, and Josh continues to not miss a beat here. Through every insane roadblock in Marty's plans, there is always a sense of purpose in every shot, line, cut, cue, you name it. Really getting the full use of everything going on and everyone on screen, which at times can feel a bit much and overwhelming. Dare I say bloated here and there, which won't work for everyone, but it certainly did on me. A huge factor for that is the atmosphere engulfing this thing. Daniel Lopatin crafted one of my favorite scores of the past decade with his work on Uncut Gems, and fuck is he still cranking out that good shit, man. A fascinating, timeless approach to a score that aids this feeling that I have when I'm watching a Josh Safdie movie, no matter what era it's in. It kind of just feels like a 90s movie, right? Other Safdie alums, Ronald Bronstein and Darius Kunji, continue to help hone in on the chaos in the writing through the pensive editing and the cinematography that can turn any moments of sincerity or intimacy instantly claustrophobic. And the cast all around here was really solid. I like seeing Gwyneth Paltrow actually act in a role. She may be an odd duck who doesn't know what the hell's going on, but I think she's a bit underappreciated as an actor. I know, that sounds crazy, goop and whatnot. Kevin O'Leary is great at playing an easy-to-dislike businessman. I wonder why. But I wish anyone else played this character. He has no business being in something that I like. A nice surprise for me was Tyler Okonma, who's like a musician or something. You've probably heard of him. It goes without saying that he has a very fun comedic presence in a lot of videos, appearances, just life in general. So I figured I knew the kind of role he would play, but I was pleasantly surprised to see him playing a character. As a longtime fan of his music, it's no surprise that Tyler's had a desire to work in the film industry, so I'm happy that for his first big role, he didn't just play himself like a lot of other musicians turned actors tend to do. He plays Wally, a hustler like Marty, but unlike him, he's settled down, has a family, and has, responsibilities. It helps to remind us of Marty's actual place at this time in his life. Despite playing in opens, flinging with celebrities, and seeing the world, he is just willing all of that into existence, and this character adds a great presence in some of Marty's schemes. But the big standout besides Wonka himself is definitely Odessa Azion, who's the main person who has to keep up with him. She probably has the most screen time out of the supporting cast, and her dynamic with him was very convincing, though it was equally upsetting. Intentionally so, and after finally seeing and sitting with the film, it makes the odyssey of both Marty Mauser and Timothée Chalamet finally clear. The film is a confident and boldly crafted epic of narcissistic implosion that cements itself as one of the defining films of the year, an instantly iconic role for Chalamet, and the most Safdie that a brother's ever been. But it does have its own identity that ends up in a place that's very different than Good Time or Uncut Gems, one that's, kinda sweet. As sweet as it can be with this guy, let's be real. And the marketing, though a bit ham-fisted, is something that I honestly appreciate. I think playing a parody of yourself through the lens of the character in your new movie is a more compelling and honestly productive way to get young people to go to a theater and actually watch it than just putting Marty in a shooting game. But hey, you're not me, so let me know your thoughts on Marty Supreme, and let's hope we don't have to see Kevin O'Leary in anything else anytime soon, I swear.